I didn't want to go chill, laying down here. I was watching Tang, and I said, let me at least give some words or some updates as to what's going on. Update number one is that Johnathan Majors he's doing well right now. He's embarrassed by this situation and can't believe it's going on. He's been told not to talk to anybody besides legal. He was processed, charged, and released. Um, 911 was called when this woman had minor scrapes and scratches and marks on her neck. Said that she'd been strangled and beaten, physically abused by Johnathan Majors. I was not happy to hear this information. Neither was anybody that knew me. Um, but yes, to any of us, we didn't understand what was the purpose or the reason behind it. It just didn't make any sense. But Johnathan Majors is on a quest to make more money than anybody in Hollywood. And he's not your usual typical actor. He's a thespian. He's not someone that you can't put in any role. He can play any part. And he's had such a short journey. Like, he took off from 2019 until like now. He just started to skyrocket. I saw him in White Boy Rick. It's one of the first things I ever seen him in, I think, was White Boy Rick. I saw The Last Black Man in San Francisco. And then when he did Lovecraft County, he just started to take off from there. But yeah, it's definitely hitting home. Definitely, it's leaving a mark. A lot of people were shocked. It was in the middle of the fight, so I was trying to focus on the fight. But yeah, a lot of people were shocked, stunned. A couple of other words you could probably put with it, but that's the feeling a lot of people have right now. It's just like, what the hell? Because that was a what the hell moment. Oh, Blair, you must don't have the Patreon. We're not late to the party. We put the update on the Patreon. Then we had to go and watch the fight and cover the fight. We're not late. I don't believe any of it. I don't believe any of this is true. I don't believe that this woman who's in her 30s is trying to do nothing but sabotage and tarnish the name of Johnathan Majors. Um, Johnathan Majors have a low budget film that's coming out that's supposed to be Oscar, performing role for him. And they had nothing but good praises about him. They needed something to throw in his name. And this is it. But I don't want to base this based off of Johnathan Majors' career and say that the woman is lying just because of his celebrity. We don't want to do that. What we want to do is put things into perspective the way they are. And the way that things are right now, there are a lot of problems. Okay? There are a lot of problems. It's a problem in societies. There's a problem with the story. Now, the fact that they charged him with strangulation, assault, and battery, I just find it very hard to believe that this man, with all of this that he has going on, he's the future villain for Marvel for their whole next 10 years. And he's going to throw all of that away because she got on his nerves enough for him to just decide he wants to strangle her. I believe this woman wanted to try to ruin him because he does not want to be with her anymore or something of that nature. But I do not believe this man hurt her because they were minor scrapes and abrasions on her neck. If Johnathan Majors would have put his hands on that woman, it wouldn't be no minor scrapes. None at all. Not like that. I think that I think that the whole situation to me is a cluster screw up on somebody's part. And this woman is on pace to try to destroy this man's career. See, what you guys don't realize is that Hollywood is under attack. Well, it's not under attack, it's dying. Hollywood is dying. That's why the movie that won all the Oscars is a movie that nobody really saw and nobody really understands. Because the people who watch Oscars and movies, this is not the kind of movie that wins, right? It's not the kind of movie that wins. But everybody want to watch the movie that won the Oscar, so here it is. Now, you know all that. Someone set him up because they want to get him and they want to get Michael B. Jordan. Why? Because Michael B. Jordan and Johnathan Majors are teaming up. They're trying to own their own section and run their own production where they're going to produce their own films. Michael B. Jordan just directed a major motion picture, which he produced out of the Rocky franchise, Creed 3, and it's the highest grossing one. They don't like that. He was able to garnish that kind of success with that kind of budget. Johnathan Majors is teamed up with Michael B. Jordan for future projects. They're going to not only work together on this film, Creed 3, they have other projects that they're going to do together and not just act, produce. And they're going to put out their own stories. Hollywood's afraid of that because they have no way of stopping it, because these are two powerful actors in the field putting out stories that not going to be agenda based and they have no control over. Johnathan Majors is got 4 major motion pictures coming up outside of Marvel. See, Johnathan Majors don't need Marvel. You see, Robert Downey Jr., Iron Man, he needs Marvel. Chris Evans, all those guys, they needed Marvel. They're those characters. When they try to go do other movies, nobody cares. Johnathan Majors is an actor and a movie star. We don't know what color the chick is. We just know she's in her 30s. We don't know if this is a girlfriend. We don't know. But they say it was a domestic situation. But we have to wait and see what happens here and find out what's going on. But it's definitely a tarnishment. Because now, whether he's innocent or guilty, they're going to treat him as if he's guilty. Yes, Michael B. Jordan and Johnathan Majors are teaming up. They're going to produce another film. It's another story about a black jazz man. It's a black jazz player who escaped slavery. His grandfather, I believe, was a slave or something like that nature, but was taught um, he was taught jazz and how to play when he escaped and fought in the British War or whatever, and he escaped slavery and joined the British military and went back to Britain. And he brought jazz over to Britain. It's a whole different type of story, but they'll have to tell it when they actually get it approved and put it out to the public. I have never really heard the story before in my life, but there's so many stories of us that we don't know about that the world would probably like to hear. And they want to bring those stories to light. It was very sad to hear when you hear Jonathan Majors' name and then something like this happens. Um, it was disheartening because everybody who's black and in this business was hurt when they heard that. No matter who you are or where you at, you just like, nah, not him. Because he's never been any of the characters that he played. Jonathan Majors was at the Chicago Film Festival. He was at the Toronto Film Festival when they had the last black man in San Francisco playing. And he wasn't known at the time. I didn't even know his name. Um, now I know him as Jonathan Majors, but I didn't know his name. He was definitely not the guy that everybody see. He was very unsure of himself. He was just happy to be in a film. Did I see this is the future for him? I mean, a future for acting, yes. Um, but this other actor they thought would take off, who was in the movie Loose, which is Luce, Loose. The black actor in there, they thought he was going to be the one to take off and be the big movie star. It's another independent film that you probably should see. I think I did a movie review on it. I saw Loose. Black guy raised by adopted white parents, and something happened at the school, and he was being accused. Yeah, it's pretty interesting film. Well, Chadwick Boseman had already took off. He was a movie star. Then he became a blockbuster star with Marvel, Black Panther. He was already home. He was in renegotiation for his contract. It was going to be the biggest out of all the Marvel stars. So his 4 film deal was over, and he was going to get the major payoff. And he never got a chance to get that money, which is sad that they made all this money off of him with merchandising, everything. But what he was able to do is touch a lot of people's lives, something bigger than money. Yeah. So God bless all of you. Be safe. Look out for each other. And I'm going to go ahead and call it a night. Blessings.